The Runner and Gunner Show. We're running and gunning and saying our thoughts, though we have different minds. At the same time, we bring the thought to help your mind grow in the mental. Give knowledge with advice plus all essentials. So if you haven't heard, then act like you know. It's the Runner and Gunner Show. Runner and Gunner Show. The Runner and Gunner Show. Gunner.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Monday morning cracks.
Yeah.
Cheers, Gunner.
Cheers, Runner.
So refreshing so refreshing to be back with you guys on this beautiful Monday
morning sip.
The 18th of October.
Monday morning,
and so,
the 18th.
As everybody knows out there, we're getting closer to Halloween. Ooh, watch out for the ghouls.
Watch out for the ghosts.
So all you ghouls and creatures out there, we got another scary story, a tale to tell for everybody. And this has to do with another great American classic.
Oh, rock and roll
called
artist.
The Bobby Fuller Band. And so
how do we know Bobby Fuller
is
Bobby Fuller
saying, I fought the law when the law won. I fought the law when the law won. Ding, ding, ding,
I played my six string all night long. I fought the law and the law won.
And it sure did.
Apparently,
because
it really did.
What had happened to Bobby Fuller is...
What happened?
They had found his body, and he was long gone. He was only, 23, 24 years
25?
old? Something like that. Very young guy in his early 20s. And they found his body filled with gasoline inside. Now, how do you explain gasoline going into the side of your body?
And scratch marks on his wrists
and possibly on his neck. So there was something going on. There was not an ongoing investigation with that.
He didn't die from choking on. I mean, he didn't die from poisoning. He died from asphyxiation.
And don't forget that they actually dragged his body on the ground. So they dragged him. Can one man just drag another man on the ground while he's kicking, screaming with all his force, or does it take several? Because Bobby Fuller was not a weak man. He was at his prime.
Depends on how much money he stole.
So we're not going to get into that part of it because we're not completely sure. It's a big mystery. What did he do? What did they do? Why was he dead? Nobody knows.
But that is the mystery. Bobby Fuller was murdered. How do we know this?
He was murdered, but they actually
look it up. It's
on pin they put it down as suicide. The police officers that had found him, I don't know what county or where it was at.
The same police officers who roughed him up
said he was found dead by suicide. So what he did, in their mind, this is what happened. He choked himself. Then he grabs a gallon of gas and started drinking it.
Yeah.
And then he died like that. I don't know.
And then
about
he
the details
scratched himself.
He scratched himself and he drugged himself somehow. I guess he was on some heavy stuff back then or something. That's what the cops must have said. So it sounds very mysterious and very questionable.
Well, it doesn't sound that mysterious when you think about murder. Anyways, that was a long time ago, and no one cares about Bobby Fuller 4 except for
the Runner and Gunner Show. Love Bobby Fuller 4, and Bobby Fuller was the man. Let's give it a little moment of silence for the Bobby Fuller 4's most famous song, and it is called This. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take a shot for this song.
I'll sip to that. Oh, Runner is gonna take a shot for this song.
Cheers.
Go. Sip.
Ooh.
Sip. All right, everybody. As we roll on to our next murder
Tasted like gasoline.
We're gonna talk about Sam Cooke. What happened to Sam
Cooke? Okay, so Sam Cooke was at a hotel. The night he died, he was at a hotel called the Hacienda in downtown Los Angeles, which is not too far from where me and Gunner are at this very moment.
Yep.
A few miles away. So
we saw it.
He was there, and this was in the 60s. He, a lady pulled out a shotgun. The manager of the hotel pulled out a shotgun on him.
Shotty. A revolver. Bam. Done.
Blew his mind away. I don't know where she shot him. It might have been stomach,
Big
the face.
bullet.
I don't really know exactly where he got shot, but all I know is it took one shotty, and
his death bomb.
Sam Cooke was one of the greatest of all time, and everybody knows that. In soul, he was one of the greatest creators of soul. He was before James Brown, around the time of Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson's he was before James Brown, just like I said, and before the Jackson 5. He was an inspiration to many, many artists. Rest his soul, and rest Bobby Fuller's soul as well. It's just tragic that things have to happen that way, but ooh, these mysteries never get solved. So the person who was involved with Sam Cooke got off the hook.
Well, let me tell you the story that I heard. One night, cold, dark Harlem night, Sam Cooke decided to do lots of drugs. Speed, rails of cocaine, alcohol, beers and liquor, and lots of touring on his tiresome tour. But this night, it was his day off, and he decided to buy a couple of call girls. Back in the day, that's what they were called, and you would call them over when you needed some.
Hey, baby, mind coming on over?
You needed some coming on over. So, Sam Cooke beat up his call girl, slapped her around real heavy some, to the point where she ran running, screaming down the hall, bloody murder. And Sam Cooke, wide-eyed, came screaming, chasing after her.
Bitch, come back. Bitch, come back.
And she ran
Better come back.
into the manager's office.
Manager, help me so bad.
The manager said, "What's going on?"
What's going on here?
And she said, "Sam Cooke's trying to beat me up and kill me." And she said, "I didn't trust him since the day he came in here," which was only a couple days. And as Sam Cooke broke down the door, because they locked it, and he smashed open the locked door with his 7-foot-tall self, and he said, "I'm gonna kill some women tonight," because he must have done it before. But no, this lady said it ain't happening, and she pulled out her shotgun from underneath the desk and blasted into Sam Cooke, and he laid there dead instantly.
And a legend died that night, and we all know that she got away with it, and that's the worst part of it. She never got convicted. It was considered a self-defense, but I don't know. You know, I'm up in the air about this one. What about you, Gunner? I'm up in the air about it. That's all I'll say.
All I'm saying is, in case anybody goes and does a bunch of drugs and starts beating women, and they get shot, well, I don't know what to say to that.
So it's up in the air, is what we're saying. Nobody knows what the truth is.
Nobody knows what the truth is.
Except for Sam Cooke, those call girls, and the hotel manager.
Oh, I meant the hotel manager. Oh, happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween!
All right.
So now we're going to get into, speaking of Halloween, we got another subject here that is very important to the kids of the 80s. And the kids of
80s
now
slasher horror films versus modern slasher horror films.
Oh, so
Eli Roth.
Gunnar, go ahead and start us off with this one.
All right. So if you could talk about any of the 2000s, all you could say about horror movies is Eli Roth.
Eli Roth. Explain to the audience who Eli Roth is.
Eli Roth does super grotesque, point of view murder flicks where it's mostly about the gruesome makeup design and the blood mechanics.
So what is Eli Roth's most famous murder flick that is out there.
Hostel.
Hostel. There you go, people. Hostel. If you haven't heard of Hostel, you better get out there and rent it, watch it, or however you do it.
There you go.
I know there's no rentals now, so it's mostly TV screen. Get on your TV screen, press the rent button, whatever it is you got to do.
But that's only one. If you're going to talk about the 80s,
out of many,
then you're talking Freddy Krueger. You're talking Pinhead.
1,
you're
2,
talking
Pinhead.
Chucky.
3,
you're
Chucky.
talking Jason.
4,
You're
Jason.
talking Michael
5,
Myers.
Michael Myers.
You're talking Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead.
You're talking
Oh,
Dark
man.
You're
Dark
talking
Man.
Doll Man.
Doll Man.
Oh, you're talking E.T.
Puppet Master.
Puppet Master.
Whoa.
E.T.'s also a puppet, but still, the masters of the puppets.
Yep.
And plus Metallica.
See, it's a whole different type of genre back then, because back then they didn't have this computerized,
cheapness.
We could call it that. I mean, they do it what they do, and they
kids
kind of
like CGI.
In my mind, it's kind of sissied out.
Yeah,
sorry,
right.
New generation, but it's a little bit more sissied out. They don't have these. Look at these girls used to scream. They used to have an audition for the best scream. I don't know if they do it now.
I remember,
but they was a loud scream, like fudge. You gotta wear some earplugs for these auditions.
Some good screams in the 80s,
these screams used to break some damn mirrors so bad that they would break the mirrors all around your house. You'd have to wear earplugs around your house if this girl lived with you and screamed. If she screamed, you knew something bad's happening. That's how crazy the screams were back then. But now these screams are a little weaker and they're not as strong as they were, and it's probably because the villains aren't as vicious as they were in the 80s slasher films. And the modern day slasher films, they're pretty vicious, of course. The viciousness never goes away.
The way
it's more about the creation.
Nowadays, they don't get the vicious monster to see. The audio is like clipping the scream. The digital audio is ruining the scream.
Exactly.
You got to think of a lot of things. Also, they hired a lady to scream.
Just strictly for that.
Like these people.
But even
they dubbed another lady's voice over the main actress's voice to get a better scream.
Correct.
Nowadays, they just let Scarlett Johansson do her best scream.
Yeah.
And to call it a day. They record it, call it a day, and put it in the final
do
edit.
your best Mariah Carey freaking, and then that's it. But
it'd be
back
like
then,
if they recorded Scarlett Johansson and then recorded a lady with a awesome scream and dubbed it over Scarlett Johansson's scream, that's what the 80s are like.
So how much better would it be, Gunner, if they had those kind of, if they had the scream, if they had the scream auditions now,
not even
with these new modern day stuff.
No contest. The old stuff, the 80s stuff, not the old stuff, because if you go the 70s, if you go to the 60s,
70s were cool. 60s, I actually
it's
think
all great.
In my mind, I thought the 60s actually set the path, but the 80s set the path for the real slasher, bloody horror.
And it ended with the 80s.
The 60s actually set the pathway for gore. Is what I mean. Like that's when the real gore started happening.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing is that the 80s built on the 70s and 60s and 50s and the 40s and the 30s and the 20s.
See, because in the 70s I thought it was more like about the acting. In the 60s I thought it was about the gore, about trying to get the special effects going. The acting wasn't too great, but the special effects back then were pretty freaking cool because they would actually get like cow blood and animal guts and try and do things correctly. But in the 70s, it was more about the acting and how to be the scariest guy can be. And in the 80s, they combined the two.
Yep.
They combined the two with the gore and with the
80s
everything.
Combined the beginning of video technology all into one.
Yeah, but see, it wasn't so videoed out.
They only do it till the 2000s.
But nowadays, they just do the video only. Is what you're trying to say?
I'm saying nowadays. Nowadays they only build on what happened in 2000 and beyond, whereas that's only 20 years.
So you're saying
whereas the
that's
80s
a long
built
time.
On 70 years.
Exactly.
Of technology.
There you go.
But nowadays they only
correct.
build on 20 years of the last technology.
You see, but they should have taken those past 20 years and used those 20 years just to make it even greater
100 years
than
of
it is
technology now all in one build.
They
And that's
should
what
be
we
beyond-
do here at the Runner and Gunner Show.
The Runner Gunner Show,
As
just
if you
take
haven't
the
noticed,
technology
is that we're
and-
not building on the last 20 years.
Yeah.
We're building on the last 100 years.
Yeah, we're
building
taking
on the last 150
we're taking everything
years.
that we have learned and earned throughout these years,
Yeah.
and just try to multiply it by ourselves. You know,
Yep.
trying to make ourselves great and trying to make you guys great.
And in terms of radio technology,
Radio.
we know that the very first radio sound ever recorded
Yeah.
was 1890 something.
You'd have
Anyways,
to hold an antenna.
If you want a
get
historical
struck
show,
by lightning.
you're on the wrong channel because we got another topic coming up. It is the Runner and Gunner Show. We will come back to you after this commercial break, and we will talk about Oprah
and
what she's
everybody.
done to this humanity.
Oh my God!
Oprah
Do not
and a
ruin
lot
our
more
lives,
when
please.
we come back
After these commercial breaks.
Well, I love driving in my new Bentley.
Here at Bentley, we have the greatest cars you could ever buy.
I could speed down the highways and pass everybody and look so sophisticated.
With 512 miles per hour, your hair will be flying in the air, but you still look great and no one cares.
Well, let me pull down the blender and make some martinis in my Bentley.
Martinis flying, and ladies, we leave them relying on our Bentleys.
Oh, my lady needs to use the hair dryer. Let me just plug that into my AC/DC outlets in my Bentley. Thank you, everybody.
Don't do that, get electrocuted. Bentley!
You know that here at the Runner and
We're
Gunner
gonna
Show, it is raw, it is real, and we
real,
tell the
and we
truth.
tell nothing but the truth. So we are going to talk about how the ladies of the youth and
Past. Past and nowadays in the 70s, ever since the
60s,
Pilgrims
the 50s,
landed on Little Rock,
and the 40s,
and they said, "We ain't gonna wear these no more, Father." And he said, "Daughters, yes you are." But then he got old, and they said, "We're gonna let our daughters wear whatever we want them to wear."
so
and then
they would go
that is when
scrummage and go
the bikinis
find
were
something
invented.
else from the villages that
Scrummage.
they used to get pillaged from and
Leaves.
find it. And so now they turn into Halloween costumes.
Halloween.
And so the ladies, what is their most revealing female Halloween costume?
All right.
There is a lot of them out there. I mean, you know.
Let's get down to this.
Let's start talking about them. Go, Gunner. 1,
Schoolgirl,
sexy nurse,
sexy witch,
sexy cop,
sexy Dorothy,
sexy.
ref.
Yeah. Sexy.
ref.
What kind of ref? Wait, will she blow your whistle? I mean, whoa.
Oh, I
Penalty,
think we have our
5 yards.
answers. Ladies. You know that we're wearing revealing costumes.
5 yards, reading hard.
Is
Touchdown.
10 yards.
10 yards. Every yard counts. And anyway, every girl that we know has worn one at her lifetime. Have you worn one at your lifetime? Anyways, there's
I got
so
one.
many
Catwoman.
sexy Catwoman. Oh my God.
Poison
those
Ivy.
tights. Oh, Poison
Oh, Harley
Ivy.
Quinn, the new one.
Yeah.
We didn't see Harley Quinn's growing up. Well, not this Margot
Harley Quinn's-
Robbie Harley Quinn. And nobody wore the Batman the animated series Harley Quinn back in the
Harley
day.
Quinn.
But if they wore that, no girl could probably fit in that because she's a cartoon.
Wonder Woman.
But I bet if they did, it looks pretty sexy. Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Man, that looks pretty damn good.
I got one. Toga girl.
Fred Flintstone's wife.
Wilma.
Wilma.
Oh, I can imagine.
And
Oh,
Betty.
I got one.
Wilma and Betty. Same.
Sexy cat. Yeah.
Sexy bunny.
Oh, what about
Sexy bee looking for the honey.
sexy devil?
Sexy devil.
Oh,
Rock me sexy. You see, that's so sad that the women can be exploited like that, and then they complain about it, but yet they exploit themselves. But we still love them
it's Halloween.
because we
We
love
understand.
you guys to exploit yourself. So exploit as much as you want, and we will
Whoa.
look and Google lie at what you flaunt.
well, it's got to be a fair trade. So us men, we'll be having those those costumes that make the ladies' jaws drop too.
Yeah, hell
for
yeah.
me, I will be a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
And so will my... I will too. And I will be the same thing, but except for my dingle. I mean,
And actually, the day before Halloween, I'm going to be Eazy-E.
Yeah, I've been that before. And trust me, the ladies were lining up to next door, to the next door, the next door, you know. But that's just, they actually thought I had come back to life as him. So, but
the day before that, I'm going to be also Eazy-E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, ladies, you got to get beautiful and you got to get prettied up for this holiday, and they already know it. We don't even have to tell them because they already know it.
Hey,
we want them just to know that we support it, and there's nothing wrong with getting down with your badass costume.
Yeah,
because we want you to do it.
We want you to,
and we want you to have a good time.
I want
and
you to
enjoy yourselves all the time.
Yeah.
These girls out there, there's so many costumes out there that you can be.
So that's all.
It could be
that's
anything.
What we're saying. Well, yeah. I'm thinking about it right now.
I know it sounds too many thoughts.
Cheers
too
to
many
that.
good thoughts. Yeah.
Yes.
Cheers to everybody.
All right, but on the real, you got another week until Halloween week. So, take a chill pill this week again.
A week of the week of the week.
And then we asked you to take a chill pill last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Take a third chill pill week.
You still, but at the same time, you better rush your costumes, because if you're getting your costumes from, online, I'm not going to name the places, Zamazim or E-Bing.
Oh, yeah.
Those kind of places.
E-Bing.
Or you could go to other places which have their own stores. There's Halloween stores out there, and then you could go search those. Or you could just
Hustler.
go... Yep. Oh, man. Store. You could go to Hustler or Hollywood, Fredericks. You could go to those places and get some really nice costumes there.
Yeah.
They already have them set up for you.
See-through.
Oh, yeah. So go get those and just,
those
be
babies
yourselves.
are real.
Yeah, show them what you got, and everybody will love it. Nobody's going to hate on you. Nobody's going to hate on you because you have the confidence to put it on and put it on and do your thing and make it happen.
And then we will be doing it too. We'll be cavemen and Tyrannosaurus Rex and Jasons and Terminators.
I wouldn't mind donking a few in the head and then
Tarzans.
Dragging them on home.
So it's going to be going down, but I'm taking a rest this week also because the following week I got to start sipping a lot because I know that Halloween is going to be sip day. Oh,
man.
Which is siptastic, and it sounds great to me.
It's going to be great and sippy.
But everybody, we also got another topic, and it is not so far out of reach that we can't talk about it here on the Runner Gunner Show.
But it's a little bit far out of reach for the NASA program.
Lenny's, you're not going to like this segment. And if you are a Lenny and you are angry, you might want to turn the show off now.
Mute for like 3 minutes to 5.
3 minutes. 3 minutes, yeah.
It will get you kind of angry.
To talk about aliens.
Aliens. How? Why? Where?
Fire in the sky.
Do they exist?
Alien autopsy, X-Files.
Anal probing.
Is that all you know about aliens? Is X-Files, alien autopsy, fire in the sky,
and anal probing?
I know a little movie called E.T.
Gross.
Ugh. Cartman.
Who would want to claim
anal probe?
All right. So one night, a guy had a rough night, and he probably had a few at the bar. But he doesn't remember anything, and then he comes home and said, "Babe, I got anally probed."
Oh,
what do you think really happened?
I know what happened. I can't talk about it here on the Run Gunner Show.
I think he's seen the light, and then it was some kind of light.
Yeah, he saw the light. Let me tell you what really happened.
There was a guy named Real Rosby, and he used to have those same pills that were given to the guys.
Oh, Real Rosby did have those same pills.
But it was the guy. But it was, instead of the girls, it was the guy.
That's why they believe.
I don't know who that guy is either.
There you go.
But I'm just saying,
Real Rosby,
that might have had.
He is the alien that you should fear.
So, but what about
Roswell, New Mexico, Area 51.
What is that all about?
So wait, so
they claim that they actually chopped one up, right?
What I'm saying is, if the government is making airplanes, flying saucers, and they fly one, what makes you think that aliens did that? If the government's making it, then what is the reason you think that aliens made it?
Huh?
Is it because it moves so smooth? Is it because it moves more smoother than, you know, the Wright brothers ever anticipated that flight could be?
Yeah.
Does it like shock your eyes and your visuals? Is that what makes you believe in something else other than human technology? That's
so the real question is, did Will Smith actually save our lives on 4th of July when he helped a bunch of pilots go head on into a bunch of alien ships and then just tell them you're going to get blown the heck away?
Which was a great movie and everybody forgot.
That was a beautiful movie. But
I didn't forget about it.
I didn't forget about it either. That's what I was talking about. But yes, there might be some other types of life forms out there.
What about Independence Day Part 2? Oh man!
But these life forms can be called cells. They might. There's proof that there's other life in other planets, and they are called cells. Cells can turn into something bigger. Just like there's cells on Mars, people. There's probably cells on Saturn. There's probably cells on every damn planet. Rocks are life.
Every planet.
See Mars. There's proof that there's life on Mars.
Rocks are life.
But
rocks are life.
I mean, we're talking about like actual beings that can beam through the sky like Scotty within a finger point and go there. Believe
that there's big-eyed, green, long-bodied aliens.
There
on
might
Mars.
be something similar, but it doesn't have to look like that. Just like dinosaurs, we don't know what the hell they look like. We just assume that they look like green colored Tyrannosaurus Rex with little arms. We know they have little arms and big jaws, but we don't know what the heck color. They could have been purple. They could have been freaking yellow. They could have been yellow, bright sunshine, and then the sunshine could have been their camouflage.
What you're saying is, are aliens ancient?
Yeah.
Oh.
I believe aliens have been around for a long time, but at the same time, I believe that.
But dinosaurs don't exist today. But
aliens could have been dinosaurs.
Lizards exist and hippopotamus exists.
Those are the ancestors of dinosaurs. Lizards are actually the ancestors. Turtles are actually the ancestors of the Ice Age. So, I mean, it's been around for a long time.
Too, yeah.
Elephants too. Woolly mammoth and tigers, you know, saber tooth and lions.
So did aliens turn into monkeys?
How? I mean, whatever. Gorillas? I don't believe in that. I mean, I'm not going that far.
What if
I don't think that
aliens came to Earth, ancient,
did aliens turn into monkeys?
And they're gorillas. What if gorillas came from outer space? That's how they got here.
I don't know. You're talking about like Planet of the Apes or something. So I'm not sure where you're going with this.
All I'm saying is, aliens don't exist. This is why. Mm-hmm. What is the reason aliens don't exist?
Why is that?
Because nobody's ever seen them. The only person who's seen them is one guy in the middle of a cornfield.
What about Hillbilly Joe, Mary Bob, Sue?
All right, but it's never a Hillbilly, Mary Job, Sue, Stan, Jacob, and Steve, and it's never a group of people.
Yeah, it's always one loony guy who had a fun time at the bar and
he's got crazy hair, crazy eyes,
and he got probed too.
Crazy wrinkles. He got probed by Real Rosby.
Real Rosby had the real stuff.
That's for sure. But it's not ever a group of intelligent intellectuals who gets abducted and they could specify it and catalog it and write it down.
Yeah.
And document it properly so that the whole world could see.
So there is no specific proof of the existence.
Not one specific, not one iota.
Of the one that you're saying, the green-eyed or Yoda-looking.
There hasn't been.
Of the ones that humans claim that they look like. But there probably might be something out there if we search furthermore into the
Anyways,
suspects.
Everybody, it is time for the 2-minute rundown. The Dodgers
MLB playoffs.
Game 3
is tomorrow.
Ready?
Are you ready for it? It's
also,
a huge game.
Raiders.
It counts.
Monday Night Football.
The Raiders.
Everybody, we're talking about great things going on. Rolling Stones concert. I saw the Rolling Stones concert yesterday.
Rolling Stones concert. Tell us
Guess
about
what?
it quickly.
It ended with Gimme Shelter and Satisfaction, and that's exactly how I felt when I saw their old wrinkles get up there and wrinkle across the stage.
Oh man! I bet you Mick Jagger was running his wrinkled butt up and down the stage.
Michael J is the greatest. He's 80 years old. Michael J could rock anybody.
He is getting down.
Michael J.
The Runner Gunner Show lives on. All we're doing is getting downer and downer, and every day we're getting better and trying to improve your lives because we love you guys, and we just want you guys to know that you gotta hug each other, love each other, and live life the way it's supposed to be lived correctly.
Caress yourself.
And in your mind, if it's correct, then you know that you accomplished something properly.
Yes, everybody. So peace and love to everyone out there.
Much love.
I know you might be watching too much internet and you feel stupid.
Don't watch too much.
Turn it off.
Yeah, turn it off for a minute.
That you're normal.
And just sit there and think about who you are and what you're going to be.
Yeah, but you can't let the internet tell you what to be. You can't let the songs tell you what to be.
And so do not let the media run your life or the internet or anything except for you.
It's a movie.
Concentrate on you and become you, and then you will be satisfied with who you are.
Become the real you. Also, you know, everything's opened up. Like the Rona doesn't even exist anymore.
The Rona is
so
gone.
Go out to the club. Go out and see a concert. I saw a concert. I saw the Rolling Stones last night.
The Stones.
Go out to the clubs. Make out with some chicks. If you're a girl, make out with some strange dude.
So tell us how great, from 1 to 10, how great were the Stones? 1 to 10.
10 out of a 10.
Solid.
Runner Gunner, not responsible for any injuries, postponements, or collateral that may occur during or post segments of our entirety of the show. You are now or have been listening to. We would like to add any involvement with similar subjects in the show are completely coincidental and may or may not be facts. We would also like to thank you, Lennox.